Welcome to the Light Tackle Angler Fishing Report. This is David King. I'm Captain John Fulweiler. We're going to start with Fort Pierce. Dave is going to do the offshore.
How y'all doing? We'll talk a little bit about what offshore fishing has been going off on St. Lucie County. Out of Fort Pierce, they've been fishing a lot on the color changes in like 100 to 130 feet. Getting those dolphin that are starting to migrate back to the south now. They went up north for the summer, now they're starting to work their way back. They're getting some dolphin in the 10 to 20 pound range with a few bigger fish mixed in. They're also getting some blackfin tuna mixed in with them, which is, you know, a nice thing for the table. So that's been a really nice catch to catch out there. They're getting a few sailfish mixed in. I think the body of sailfish is still a good bit north of us, but they're starting to get some of those sailfish coming down too. Right. On the inshore, in like 55 to 75 feet, there's been getting a few kingfish. So once that water clears up, you should see a good catch of kingfish coming in that area too.
What about the bait? Is there any bait here?
Now the bait's been holding probably a lot farther than normal offshore because of the water quality. You know, the water quality being a little bit dirty inshore with all this wind we've been having. I know the bottom fishing boats, some of the head boats out of Fort Pierce have been getting a lot of, you know, a handful of grouper, mangrove snapper, still getting some muttons, not big muttons, but some legal size muttons. Starting to see some of the yellowtails and the lane snapper showing up. They're also getting good catches of sea bass and triggerfish.
Good, good. I'm going to talk about inshore a little bit. You know, that trout season is closed. It won't open till the first of the year. So if you're going to go for trout, catch them and release them unharmed. But the snook fishing, you know, with this rough water, you know, the snook like to come around the bridges at night. A lot of times you troll some big plugs out there, and there have been some good catches of that. There's been a few flounder and some redfish. The mullet run is starting to tail out, but they said down at the like Palm Beach area, they're still down there. So if you want to go down that way, the mullet are still down there. Now let's go down to like the Stewart area. Yeah, to the Stewart area. They're probably getting the same type of fish that we're getting here, but you're seeing a few more of the blackfins mixed in. I think some of the boats down towards Stewart, Jupiter area, one boat, the Black Dog, did good bottom fishing for yellowtail down there. I think they've been fishing like 90 to 95 feet is one of the best areas down in that Jupiter, Hope Sound, off the Loran Tower Ledge. I think even they're getting mutton snappers in that 100 to 130 feet. You've got the Loran Tower Ledge, then offshore that there's another little ledge in like 100 to 135 feet. So they're getting a few mutton snapper out there. They do get mangroves down there, not quite as many as we get to the north in Fort Pierce and north, but yellowtail's been their hot stay on the bottom down there. All summer they've been really good down there. But I think you've got that better water quality down there, which keeps those yellowtail in, where we don't quite get them up here. We maybe get them to the southeast wreck and a few places, but when you get above that 400 line, you don't really get yellowtail much anymore. And they like to use that triple hook rig. That's their way of doing it, which is really kind of weird. You don't see that much up to the north, but down south, that's one of their staple rigs that they like to use. Exactly. All right, what next? Down in the Palm Beach area, offshore. Down in Palm Beach, I think the same thing, but they're not having to run as far offshore to get to that nice blue water edge. They're catching the dolphin down there. A few sailfish showing up down there, the same thing, a few blackfins. They have their kingfish and all that all mixed together because it's only 5 miles off the beach that they're doing really good down in Palm Beach. Water quality's been great. I think 300 to 400 feet is where they've been getting some good fish. The 100 to 130, same things with the mutton snapper and a handful of mangroves and yellowtail. Right. At X Generation in Lantana, they were saying around Munyon Island down in Palm Beach is good for some trout. Again, they have a few snook in the inlet, and they also get some of the big pompano is starting to run down that way, and the mullet. The mullet are still down there, so you can go, especially at night, those snook really key in on those mullet during the mullet run. Yeah, I think our mullet that have left here going south are all ending up down there now. They're getting their tail into that best part of the run probably, which is what we just lost. You know? I know. Our loss is their gain. Exactly. Well, we thank you for joining us, and look for us at lighttackleangler.ning.com, lighttackleangler.ning.com. Thank you for joining us. Thanks.